Today I'm going to cover something about limiting beliefs. On October 2nd, 2015, I completed a 30-day 5-minute plank challenge, and I was on cloud 9 because my trainer said amongst several hundred students nobody had done it. I did a celebratory post on Facebook. But something very interesting happened the next day, on the 31st day. I couldn't even get into the plank position, let alone do a few seconds of it. Now we all know that if I just did the 5-minute plank one day, it wouldn't really help me. I have to do it every day consistently. Then only it will create impact on my fitness. Now this is true of all green zone tasks, something that I covered in episode 49, basically the quadrant 2 tasks of Stephen Covey. Exercise, retirement planning, innovation, and so on. What exactly was going on? In 2009, something interesting had happened. Me and my colleagues in the innovation group were teaching the innovation capability. And we decided to ask the attendees, what are your barriers to innovation? And that led to a very interesting set of barriers, which we call the top 10 barriers to innovation. We had since repeated it thousands of times and the same barriers would occur. In fact, in the last 5 years in Tiny Magic, we have done it a few hundred times more and the same barriers come. Which led me to the question, it's easy to find barriers in other people's thinking, but what about me? What was going on with me? That is what I set out. When I started researching, I landed by some chance on the concept of limiting beliefs in cognitive psychology. I realized that whenever I ask myself the question, why am I inconsistent about something, it seems to reveal my limiting beliefs. And I found something even more interesting about limiting beliefs. When I ask myself the question, I get a first set of excuses, you can say, where I actually blame the task itself. It's too boring, it's too hard, I am lazy, I am too busy, it's not my job. Now the lazy thing that has come along with me from college days, it was written in my yearbook that I am the laziest person in the class and deservingly so. Now if I get past that, the second level, I start to blame the environment itself. There is no opportunity to do something, there is no management support, or there is no rewards and recognition. Now a deadly one, there is no customer interest in the innovation that I am proposing and so on. But when I dug the next level is when I found the real limiting belief. Why I was not able to do the plank is because I couldn't handle the pain that I had to go through every day for the rest of my life. Why I didn't want to take up public speaking is because I didn't want to embarrass myself. So like that, I finally landed on the real limiting belief. Now what do I do? It turns out that I can't really talk myself out of these limiting beliefs. The only way is to do something about it and get rid of it. So what exactly? Now we are ready to discuss a model that I call Happy Bullocks. On the x-axis, you have the chosen green zone task. In this case, it is exercise and plank. On the y-axis, you have the objective, which in this case is the 5-minute plank. Now typically when I start, which is the mistake I was making, is to set the ambition too high, as in the case of this 5-minute plank, which is why I was inconsistent with it, or I was not even able to do it. Now for us to do any task, Kumaran and I say that there are two things we need, a mindset and a method. And the method itself can be seen as composed of two things, knowledge and the ability to do it. If you look at it carefully from what I said, for the plank I had both the knowledge and the ability to do the 5-minute plank. But I did not have the mindset. The method had gone far ahead of the mindset, which is why I was failing. Which is why we call it Happy Bullocks, because mindset change takes time. And both the bullocks have to be in lockstep so that the cart itself doesn't topple. So what do we do about this? We first start with an intention. Right? That's another famous principle of Kumaran that we have covered before. In this case, the intention is fitness. That is what will dictate the why you are doing something, and that is super important. Then what you do is you design the MVP such that you pick an optimal starting point that will allow you to be consistent, and that builds momentum. So what did I have to do? I went back to 20-30 seconds, and then over the next 18 to 24 months I was able to hit the 5-minute plank and do it consistently. So this is the strategy you can follow. Now if you are worried that bullocks are too slow, you can look at episode number 49 and look at subconscious programming techniques to give yourself a booster rocket. In episode number 41, I have covered how I conquered the problem of making coffee for my wife. With that.